All right, for this lesson, we are just continuing on solving for a variable for algebra. The only catch is on this lesson, you'll have 2 steps to solve it, which means there's going to be a plus or a minus after the variable that you solve first. And again, you just do inverse operations like we've been practicing. So, write this in your journals. This is example 1. We're going to solve x. Is it raining?
Yeah.
Divided by...
Raining last night.
Wow.
So random.
Why don't they give a definition?
Welcome to Texas. They don't always give a definition. You can...
What do I put for like terms and digits that are similar?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's not digits that are similar. It would be...
Numbers.
No, it has to do with the variables.
So variables that are similar?
They're the same. They're not similar. They're the same.
Variables are the same.
Whether they have them or don't have them.
The inputs x value, the outputs y.
Yep. Bless you.
That's a lot.
You also had input output on an earlier
Yeah.
Cool.
lesson, so it's okay. Gotta love Texas. Pouring down rain October 1st. And it's probably still hot outside.
I hope it doesn't rain on
It did one year.
Halloween.
Okay, let's keep going on this. All right, so we have x over 2 plus 5 equals 11. So first step we got to do is get rid of this 5. How am I going to move the 5?
5 minus 5.
There we go, minus 5.
Minus 5.
Do we write that?
Yep. So then I have x over 2 equals, what is 11 minus 5?
6.
Good. Now how do I get the 2 away from the x?
Times it by
Correct. Multiply both sides times 2.
The TV's slow.
That's canceled. It'll catch up. X equals, what is 6 times 2? 12. Very good. Any questions on how we did that?
no.
All right. Turn the page. Example 2. Oops. Yeah, different marker. We're going to solve 7x minus 4x equals 21. All right, this is where your like terms definition comes into play. Are these 2 considered like terms?
Yes.
Yes, because they both have an x. So how am I going to combine those?
So you're just going to minus it.
Yeah, I just combined the coefficients. So 7 minus 4
3x.
is 3x. Now how do I move the 3?
Divided by each side by 3.
Correct. So x equals, what's 21 divided by 3?
4. 7. Okay.
Benjamin's rushing. Whoa, my TV is really slow. All right. Any questions on that? And see if it comes out to be... Okay, so let's look at example 3. The output of a function is 3 less than 5 times the input. So which letter stands for output? Do you guys remember?
X.
Output is
Oh, it's y.
the y. So y equals, and it says 3 less than 5 times the input. So we're going to say,
Minus 3.
put that at the end, minus 3 and 5 times the input. So now I've created an equation. Everybody follow how I did that? So now we're going to solve for x when we know that y equals 17. So I'm going to plug in 17 here and then rewrite the rest of the equation.
Okay.
Good so far?
Yeah.
So first step is to do what?
Add 3.
Yep. Add the 3. 17 plus 3. Divide by 5. So x equals 4. Now, if you ever wanted to check this, you just take this 4, plug it in where that x is.
17.
Well, it would end up being 17 because you'd have 5 times 4 equals 20 minus 3 equals 17. That's how you would check your work. Any questions?
No.
Do you want to do a couple more of these?
Yeah.
Do some of the harder ones.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, do something.
Let's do this one.
You're insane.
Negative. Well, this is not an insane one. All right, we have negative 16 equals 5d minus 9d. What's my first step?
Just
Do the like term.
Yep, combine these like terms. So 5 minus 9 is what?
Negative 4. D
Now how do I get the d by itself?
divided by negative 4.
Divided by negative 4. Negative divided by a negative is a
Positive.
positive 4. I'm not sure there are hard ones of this yet. Let's do the word ones. Those might be the harder ones. Well, that's why we're going to do them. I'm on the guided practice at the bottom of page 92 if you want to see it. We're going to do number 7. The output of a function is 5 more than negative 2 times the input. So what's output again? What?
Y equals
Good.
negative 2x. Or is that like minus 5?
Is 5 more than. Yep, plus 5. Did everybody agree with Ben? I'll read it one more time. The output of a function is 5 more than negative 2 times the input.
Yeah.
That's what our equation says?
Yeah.
All right, so what's our first step? Oh, wait, then it says find the input when the output is 11. So I'm going to plug in 11 where the y is and then just rewrite the rest of it.
So we subtract
Minus 5.
5.
Yep. What's 11 minus 5?
7.
6 is right.
And divide by negative 2.
Divide by negative 2.
Then that should be negative 3.
So x equals negative 3. Okay, let's do one that's a fraction. So in your books, this is number 8 on the guided practice. The output of a function is 4 less than 4 times the input. So how am I going to write this equation? 4 less than 4 times the input.
4x minus 4.
Is Ben correct?
Yeah.
Yes. Y equals 4x minus 4. It says find the input when the output is 3. So I'm going to say 3 equals 4x minus 4.
So we add 4.
Correct? Add 4
7.
equals 4x. Now how do I get the x by itself?
Divide 4.
Divide by 4. You see we're going to end up with a fraction.
That's 1.75.
Fraction.
1 and
Oh, they want you to have a fraction.
Yep. 9 times out of 10, you're going to put a fraction. If it starts as a decimal, it ends as a decimal. Good. Any questions?
No.
All right. Let's do example 4 out of your books. Scuba diving. As a scuba diver descends into deeper water, the pressure of the water on the diver's body steadily increases. The pressure at the surface of the water is 2,117 pounds per square foot. The pressure increases at a rate of 64 pounds per square foot for each foot the diver descends. Find the depth at which a diver experiences a pressure of 8,517 pounds. Okay, so what is the original pressure?
I wasn't paying attention.
they don't tell us.
Yes, they do.
What was it?
2,117.
2,117 is the pressure of pounds per square foot when you're at the surface. Now, we're going to add that to how much does the pressure change as he descends?
64 pounds per square foot.
64 pounds per feet, and we don't know how far he's going. So we're going to put D for depth here. So every time he goes down, it increases by 64. Okay? Now what's the original, or what do they want us to get to?
8,500.
So that's what we put on the outside.
Then we just solve it.
Now we just solve it. So what's the first thing I'm going to move?
Minus 2,117.
Very good. Okay. So what's 8517 minus 21?
6,400.
6,400. Very good. And then we're going to, thanks, buddy. Thank you. Then we're going to do what to get the d by itself? Divide by 64 from both sides. So I get what? I heard it. Say it louder.
100.
100. 100 what?
Square feet.
Yep. He went down 100 feet in order to feel that pressure. Very good. Okay, so when you have a word problem, just be careful. Take your time in making the equation. Once you have the equation, y'all got it. It's easy. So, all right, let's do, since we don't have IXL, we're going to do numbers 3 through 20 and 24 through 35. Just ignore whatever I put on Google Classroom. I'll go change it. So write this at the top of your paper real quick so you don't forget what you're supposed to do. 3 through 20. Everything. And 24 through 35. This will be your only assignment. You will not have an IXL.